The word English is a grafted word. It is a combination of the word Engels, a name that pertains to Germanic people, and the word ish, which is a suffix used to form adjectives from nouns, giving it the sense of belonging to. So we can conclude that English is a Germanic language that belongs to the Germans. And since the word Engels and angels sound and look so similar, in the sense they have you calling them angels subconsciously and you don't even realize it. This Germanic language is a branch of the Indo-European language family, as well as Indo-Aryan, which goes back to the Sanskrit language, which is the language of the Hindus. In the 5th century, the Angles, together with the Saxons and Jutes, invaded and conquered Britain. This new land they made for themselves was called Anglo-Saxons, and for short, Anglo-land, which is now pronounced England. And their language is what we call Old English today. Soon, French, Latin, Slavic, Italian, Arabic, Greek, Hebrew, Portuguese, and many other languages were added to it to further confuse us. The year 1066 AD marked the end of Old English and the beginning of Middle English. Middle English took its root in Europe between 1100s and 1500s AD, and by the year 1476 AD, modern English came about, which is really American. Many people do not know that the English language started out as letters with hard sounds, much like the German and Greek language of today, which was merely grunting sounds. This language eventually evolved into what we presently speak. World leaders had planned to have the entire world speak in English, and thus it became the most widely used language in every country. It is no coincidence that most people in the world speaks English. Speaking this language, however, have helped to enslave the minds and bodies of our people world over, and it has been a tool of the evil ones to keep us trapped in a hypnotic spell by simply playing with words. To put a spell on someone is to utilize words in such a captivating way that the victim doesn't even realize it. For example, we awake each day and greet each other, good morning, and throughout our day, we also greet others, hello. Now let's scrutinize this. A wake is a ritual in which family and friends view the body of the deceased and people are in great mourning. When we greet someone, hello, we are actually saying hell is low. Another example is in our leisure, we tend to watch television programs, and again, we are actually saying tell-lie-vision while we're being programmed. And this is not deep. We once were able to see this very easily before we became spellbound by this language. It all starts from childhood, when we were taught to spell words incorrectly, like the word sugar, which should be spelled S-H-U-G-A-R. Look at the alphabets. All the letters in the alphabet are not English letters. And it's simple to know. A rule of thumb is if you cannot spell a letter beginning with the letter that they tell you it is, then it is not an original letter. Take the letter C, for instance. To spell C, you have to use the letter S. To spell F, you have to use the letter E. To spell the letter H, you have to use the letter A. This language has been put together with symbols and codes to trick you and teach you to not know and to ultimately keep you trapped mentally. And because of this reality, the most literate people in the language are in fact the most ignorant. This ignorance comes from the dictionary, which should rightfully be called a definitionary, for diction is how to say a word, not define it. And even the word definition is a trick. Just look at it. Definition, to make you deaf to the true meaning of words. As you can see, the English language is a spell, and in order to keep yourself and your children from being victims of it, become a child again and relearn your language of tone. Miss Bhatia. I am Hotep Ba Atun, and this is Back to the Basics. Like, share, and subscribe.